Hi, my name's Rob Scott from UC Today, bringing you the latest news and conversation from the unified communications and collaboration space. So today I'm joined by Philip Beck, who's the CEO at Luware, and we're going to be discussing taking your cloud voice to the next level with Microsoft Teams. Welcome, Philip.
Welcome, Rob. Nice to meet you today.
Nice to see you. Hey, Philip, before we get started, how about we just do a quick intro? Tell us about who you are and a little bit about Luware, please.
Sure, love to. So my name is Philip. I founded Luware 10 years ago, roughly 10 years ago, out of a university in Rapperswil, a Swiss university. So our HQ is in Switzerland. We started doing there very much with Microsoft. So we started with Link, doing cloud contact center with Link. Now 10 years ago and moved now into all those different technologies from Link to Skype for Business and obviously now to Teams, as Microsoft UC is really our strategy. We don't do anything else. We just do Microsoft UC based customer service applications, and therefore Teams is our next level. And I'm happy here to talk to you about Teams Cloud Voice, bringing them to the next level.
Great, thanks Philip. A very warm welcome. So today we said we'd talk about Cloud Voice and taking it to the next level in Microsoft Teams. So, first of all, I wanted to kick off with a question. Isn't Teams already powerful enough? What do you mean by taking it to the next level?
Oh, Teams certainly is powerful enough, and in the numbers, which has gone through the roof from daily or monthly active users, Microsoft published. I mean, you see they have multiple, about 5 or even 6, and so it's definitely a need for Microsoft, and Microsoft is doing that great. Honestly, most of the people are using it for internal chats or internal collaboration, meetings, and all that kind of stuff. It takes some time until they figure out, hey, there is more. Teams can even do telephony. And when you do open the Pandora's box about telephony, then this is getting serious. Then you have the boys from the telephony asking you, hey, what do we do about attendant console? Hey, what do we do about route recording we're going to need? Or what do we do with the help desk routing? Or what do we do even with the big contact center, which is still on the side? And there is a point where it gets really, really important that also we make sure that those use cases are actually available within Microsoft Teams, right? And there is where we're going to take it to the next level, because you can't just have it as a side silo again, as it has been used the last years, because then you're gonna miss a couple and many functionalities within Teams, which is really, really, really bad. And therefore that's what we try to do. Or when you say, we bring it to the next level, what do we want to do? We're going to make Teams powerful for the traditional telephony use cases, so that you really can use those things there and fill the gaps which are actually in Teams with our solutions, making sure that this is actually a real PBX replacement, as we often hear customer saying at the end of the project. Now we can really replace the PBX, and that's really great, because then the business case runs. And everything within Teams, Teams has so many advantages as well. You can work from everywhere, which is quite common use case now as well in COVID scenarios, where people want to work at home or just have to work anywhere. And therefore using the Teams foundation and adding those functionalities within Teams inside the Microsoft ecosystem. And that's really what we are caring about and what we try to do with our solutions we put into the market. And that's really what you should think about, not putting another silo or having your old silo next to it, somehow making phone calls into Teams. We really strongly believe in that you should be able to deal with all those interactions within Teams to being able to leverage the full Microsoft ecosystem for those scenarios as well.
Yeah, you mentioned some really good points there, haven't you? It certainly feels like a lot of organizations start if they started in 2020 during the pandemic, they just started with, chat, basic collaboration, meetings, that kind of thing. But, certainly as you kind of dig a little bit deeper, the phone system capability or the cloud voice capability is huge, isn't it? And as you rightly say, there are a number of gaps that Microsoft don't provide solutions, for. So when we think about those gaps, what kinds of gaps are there? What products and solutions are kind of out there to plug those gaps?
So those gaps basically is Microsoft always, when you look a little bit back in history as well, comes from Lync, comes from Skype for Business, now as well in Teams, they also said, hey, look, we are not the specialists in the real complex contact center space. We do want to response groups, as has been called in Lync or Skype for Business. Now auto-attendant call queues in Teams. They do the simple one, the cookie cutters thing, right? Where everyone can just get what is out there and easy. But if it comes to a little bit more complex scenario, Microsoft is not the delivery of those solutions, because they say we do the basics, right? We focus on the basics and we deliver the basics, and for the others we have the partners who understand more of the business, who have the power to deliver that, and all that. And therefore, if it comes to more than response groups or auto-attendant call queues within Teams, or if you need compliance recording, or if you need another client to make the attendant console scenario work, where people have to many transfer calls a day, then there is definitely a need for some other user interface than within Teams. And there are a couple of other scenarios as well where Microsoft says, look, yeah, there is a use case, but the use case is too small for us. So we don't gonna build the use case, or we don't gonna invest for that use case, but we have partner around it. When you look even further back in history in Microsoft, what Microsoft really made strong is all those APIs. And also in this scenario, they deliver the APIs who making us able to deliver those use case UIs or routing scenarios on top of the Microsoft Teams stack.
Great answer. And talk about the Microsoft ecosystem. I mean, how important is it to integrate into that wider Microsoft ecosystem nowadays?
Oh, it is. It is not important, but it is huge. And if you have a Microsoft strategy, to be fair, then I think it's a waste when you say I don't look if the solution I'm going to look at is integrated into that. So when you still have your silo on the left and you have that because it's always been there and you want to keep it, that's fine. But if you want to look into getting all those nice SaaS technology, integration into text-to-speech, bots, whatever you name it, AI, or some call flow scenarios, then it's just important to leverage all those tools within the Microsoft ecosystem. And it's a huge value add, right? And when you look at companies that typically go a Microsoft all-in strategy, or not all, but a couple of them go, and then it's just, it is such a great value lying around. And if you can leverage this value within the customer service scenario, such as Power Automate, which is a great example. We get asked so many times about ticket integration or CRM integration. Yeah, now what? We build a Power Automate integration, and after that, everyone can integrate their CRM with the Power Automate connector from Salesforce, Zendesk, you name it. There are so many already there. And the best is, the business can do it themselves. So when we talk Power Automate, there is self-service for the business owner of the contact center, which he typically had to do about a week or 2 weeks delay in the IT project, which is not going to happen anymore if he can do it themselves, right? And as well, text-to-speech, getting a new voice announcement was another one. Yeah, I had to go out to a studio and get that file and then upload it and get it into the system, try it. Now with text-to-speech from Azure, it's just you type the text, and the text-to-speech engines are in the meantime so good, at least the one from Microsoft, that you just can use it. And you really get this fast adoption. And what is really important for us is that the people who are responsible for the customer service can do it themselves. They don't have to get that one out.
And that's a really important part of the jigsaw, isn't it? That self-service piece, that ability to manage these solutions in-house rather than have to, hire techs to, I suppose, make the day-to-day changes. Is that right? Is that a trend that you're seeing more and more of?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the world is changing faster than it has been 5 years ago. Everyone is telling you that there are multiple studies out there who are telling you, oh, it's all going faster, and everyone is a little bit, I'm not so sure. However, I mean, it is happening, and therefore I think it is important that there is a possibility for the business, again, doing changes themselves. It can't be, you're going to lose customer if you need a 2 or 3 week or even 2 or 3 months project to get call flow changed. That's just really, really bad, I think. Therefore, we strongly push into that direction that we say, hey, the business leader of a contact center, of a call flow, he should be able to change the stuff himself. He should be able to adapt to new change if there was a hailstorm or if there was an accident somewhere and they need to change something in the call flow. This is just do it in the morning. Oh, I figured out that happened in the night. They're going to do it in the morning and you're good to go. Day one, you don't have 2 weeks lead time, or you don't need all the Nimbus to get every eventuality configured already in the system day one, because you don't know what's going to happen. There is something else tomorrow. So making sure that this self-service, with the self-service people are able to configure, change their contact center, their configuration themselves. This is really the powerful stuff, and not really relying on the IT department, making sure that they get agile again, that they get agile to the customer, and at the end get better customer service for their customer, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That agility is really, really important, isn't it, nowadays?
Yeah.
So
we really see a lot of customers where they had in the past, they had about 2 months, really 2 months cycle of getting a change into a workflow. And now they ask for, okay, can we do that in 2 or 3 hours? And yes, that's definitely possible if you have the right solution and if you have the right tools, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose it's certainly in these uncertain times where we don't know what's around the corner. We don't know whether when the next lockdown is or when the next pandemic is even. So when in a crisis, that agility is especially important, isn't it? Good. Okay, so tell us more about how Luware packages all this up for its customers.
So at Luware we have started building about 2.5 years ago our new customer service suite called Nimbus. I'm pretty proud about that. That we saw the movement of Microsoft into Teams at that stage. It was in Ignite, I think, where we were over there and talked to the guys at the API team and figured out, yeah, that's a possibility to go that way. And it was really good for us to as well start from scratch again. So if you move an on-prem solution to the cloud, that's always comes with some fallbacks. Otherwise, you're going to scratch everything and start new with the knowledge you have on what customers are asking, and build it with that knowledge again on the new technology from scratch. And that's what we did about 2.5 years ago, and I'm pretty happy. We launched about 4 weeks ago. We launched the product suite, the first sets of the product suite. It's not complete yet, but there is a first set in there is available, so that we have advanced routing or enterprise routing. We're going to launch the attendant console soon. So I'm pretty happy with that. And as you can see with Teams, when you go into this new SaaS technology, you're going to start with a base product, let's say it this way, and then you're going to evolve over time, right? And at some point you're going to think, hey, we always have been doing this that way, but do we really in the new world still should do it that way? Or wouldn't it better for our customers if we do it differently? That's all the nice questions you can ask yourself, and then package the solution up so that it best fits the customers and best fits the market. So we had now as well changed the licensing scheme in that point of view, that we said, okay, we don't sell on agents yet, not yet, because the contact center piece is coming. However, we sell on a team basis, so where our customers get actually value from. So you don't have to pay about 100 users working in different teams. If you just use 5 teams, you're going to pay 5 teams. And that was really one of the story. And as well, all those integrations I mentioned before, they were really key for us, making sure that we start with them and really question all the additional functionality we think we should take over from the old world into the new world. Really thinking, do customers need that? Do customer wants that? And then at the end, do customer really think that's best for their customers. And this whole journey, and now which now comes up with the Luware Nimbus, as I mentioned, with the advanced routing and the enterprise routing as a day one available, coming contact center to it later this year. And we're gonna give that out as well in this agility I mentioned before, right? So there is updates every 3 weeks coming to a platform. There is one platform, many customers. So we're going to update that, as I mentioned, more or less every 3 weeks with new functionality. And this product will evolve now over time. And I'm pretty happy we have been able to deliver that.
That's fantastic news. Congratulations. And it sounds like lots happening over at Luware. So what's the best way for customers or anyone watching to find out more?
Go to our website. We have a great website. As I said, we only do Microsoft, so it's quite prominent on our website. So luware.com, you don't need to go on any subpage or little thing at the end because Microsoft is just a little issue. No, it's prominent. Luware.com, go for it, search, look for Nimbus, and get some more information there, what functionalities in which product or use case. And you can there sign up for more information, and we're gonna reach out to you.
Great, and we'll put the URL at the end as well. Hey Philip, it's been super speaking to you today. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you as well, Rob, for having me here.
And that's it from us. If you've enjoyed today's session, please subscribe to UC Today News and give this video a quick share on social. It's always appreciated. And if you're a UC fan and want to be part of the conversation, you can join us using the UC News hashtag on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. The links are in the description. I'm Rob Scott from UC Today. Thanks for watching.